Hola there, my beautiful friends. Welcome back to another video. This is my new friend, Mikey, which also has a YouTube channel, so go check him out. We are currently staying in a hostel in Istanbul, Turkey, and we're heading to the Prince's Island. We have chose the best day ever to go. It is very rainy and dreary and wet outside. It has not rained in 2 weeks, but we're going for it. We're gonna have some fun and...
Rug in the road.
Classic.
Rug in the road.
And that's the energy we are going to carry while we're wet on an island today.
Bye.
I don't know what to do.
Get your eyes. Super little girl.
One day I'll have someone to fill these shoes. That's not me saying I'm pregnant right now.
Is that you soft launching your pregnancy?
All the spices. I like turkey. We were so early for the ferry and now we're so late for the ferry. This is what getting a coffee does. And olives and dates that were way too expensive, by the way. Way too expensive. Too many people. We're like getting on the wrong boat.
Might be.
This seems wrong.
It's because everybody else woke up at 9 a.m. and I got on the early ferry and we're like, it's like 11:40.
Which is how much?
50 cents.
50 cents. How cute.
You're glowing.
Dudes, I really like turkey. See you on the other side.
That was aggressive.
I know.
She's aggressive. Oh, we were totally about to eat shit there.
Welcome to one of the Prince's Islands.
Princes.
I said princes.
Okay. That's the sea. That's us. That's Istanbul. We went. We're here on Adalar. It's the largest of the Prince's Islands. We're about 20 kilometers southeast of Istanbul in the Sea of Marmara. And we are on our way to try and rent a bicycle.
It looks good on you.
Thanks. We are going to try and circumnavigate this island without our phones.
We have a map though.
We have a map, a paper map, old school, and we are just gonna cycle until we reach this point again.
Wow. Fried fish. Grilled, probably. Grilled.
You're always talking about leaving. Milk carton, black and white face. Smile vacant for the picture. Parents waiting in the driveway. Oh my darling Arizona, why you packing up your suitcase? Hasn't anybody
I
told
feel
you?
like I'm legitimately living a dream right now. First things first, my favorite food ever. I think I've declared this as my favorite food now, although I don't have favorites, so I'll probably change my mind and never say it's my favorite again, but just a fine dish. Gotta try this seaweed. Considering it's from the sea, it's not very salty. I would add salt to this. Lemon. That's, yeah. It needs lemon for sure. Okay, am I living a dream? Am I living a dream? Am I awake? Am I awake? Is this real? Is this real? This is so fucking pretty. Existential moment. Okay, the lemon juice levels that up so bad. Like, so bad, so good. What did you say this was? Like a cabbage leaf?
This is zucchini and rice and something else.
I'll be your milk carton, darling. Leave me cut up. Holy water could be minutes. Time to move on. Won't be us forever. Holy water could be minutes. Time to move on. Won't be us forever.
A big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. If you're looking to level up your business, Squarespace has got your back with the easy creation of a beautiful website. If you're selling products, booking clients, sharing your artwork in a portfolio type of way, or looking to share the courses that you've created, then choose one of their pre-made templates that they have available to you and play around with it. You can move the text boxes around, you can move the photos around, create something a little bit different than what's presented to you. You can add a section. It's very easy to create something unique to you and your business. But if you do have any questions along the way, then you can contact their award-winning customer service. So if you'd like to try out Squarespace, then head to squarespace.com for a free trial. Yes, a free trial. And when you're ready to launch that website, then head to squarespace.com/Julia Ayres to get 10% off of your first purchase of a domain or website. So a big thank you again to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video and also helping you run your business and make it look a little bit more professional.
One thing I used to find myself doing is having to explain why always I felt a certain way. And I realized that although that can be very useful to be so introspective, it can also be very dangerous because we feel like we have to explain everything. I can just be sad. There's no reason I'm sad right now. Maybe it's the rain, the weather, maybe it's the fact that I'm on my period. I don't know, but I don't need to sit here and try to find the exact explanation to these feelings. I can just feel them and support myself through them. Drink lots of tea and eat chocolate and grapes and some bread and lentils and just listen to some good music You know, this week I've met so many beautiful people. I've ate so much good food. I had my birthday. I am now 24 years old. And a few days later, I can sit here and I can be sad. And that's okay. Emotions come and go. And just support yourself through them. It's the best you can do.
A desire to see the world is a deep calling for growth and learning. If you have this feeling to see the world, to really see it, your mind has to remain open to people and places. Because you will soon realize, especially if you are from a Western culture, the world runs very differently than what you're used to. Türkiye is the most real place I've visited so far after venturing through many places across Europe recently. Istanbul is a massive city of 18 million people, and there's no way it can hide its reality behind tourist shops, fancy buildings, sites, and excursions. Although it may try, in many areas, you can see the clear separation in catering to Western culture and the upper class. As I've walked along the billion-dollar boardwalk, where all of the massive cruise ships come in, I've felt the weight of this reality.
It's just so crazy to see so many people fishing in the same spot. I've never experienced hundreds of people. Questions I have: what type of fish and how much for each fish are they selling these? So it's quite common all hours of the day people are fishing on the Galata Bridge, and definitely as time goes on later in the evening, less and less, but this is the first time I've walked through in the middle of the day and there's just an immense amount of people all smushed in fishing. I don't know how their lines don't get crossed, but it's so cool. It's just so insane to me how cheap clothes here are, and like, I'm not someone that loves to buy new clothes, but just to look at the fabrics, especially the like beautiful gowns, and they're just so insanely cheap to what they would be selling them for in Canada or the US. You know when somewhere something just revives something inside of you? I used to drink tea all of the time, and then I started drinking coffee, and now I never really drink tea anymore. But Turkey has revived the love of tea in my heart.
The reality of this city and country hit me after I saw a 5-year-old boy, dirty, with no shoes and clothes that just didn't fit right, begging for money. In this situation, I kept walking, only to turn around about a minute later because it kept on replaying in my mind. I introduced myself to him and his friend and tried to communicate with them, and after a minute or so, I handed them a small amount of money, and to see how quickly the one boy reached out and grabbed it from my hand touched me in a different way. It's hard to speak on these topics without feeling like I'm going to offend or put people down. But coming from a first world country with so much opportunity, I still see the victim mentality runs so high. I grew up poor in my country, but from the age of 5, I knew that there was a better way to live than what I was shown by my family. I've tried and worked very hard to grow myself into the person I am today with very little guidance. But the reality is I was still lucky to be from a place where there was so much opportunity for growth. Now, that's not to say there isn't struggle and deep problems within the Western cultures. Of course there is. But we are so lucky to have so much freedom of choice. And the backwards thing about our society is the victim mentality runs so rampant that even me saying something about this will boil people's blood. But if we cannot recognize this truth, then the world is in trouble. And it's not about being grateful all of the time and living happily ever after as a Western person. We are human after all, and part of that is feeling every emotion. But if we cannot allow the truth to seep into our lives, then we will continue to focus on things that don't matter. Like how big your house is, what car you drive, what clothes you wear, what degree you or the people you associate with have, what career you choose, the wrinkle on your forehead, what color your hair is, how big your boobs are, how thick or thin your thighs are. Do not be fooled by these things. They are a distraction to your true sense of self and the world around you. These things will head you down a path of comparison instead of peace. They are meant to make you feel less than and not enough, but you have purpose. We all do. If we allow ourselves to open our eyes, stand up for each other, stop using each other for gain, status, and greed, we need to try harder to understand each other, and hopefully there will be more humanity in this world. Less war, less hate, less distraction from the truth, and more love. So I hope if you decide to travel one day that you will not just distract yourself with a vacation, but go on an adventure to actually see the world. I have so much to learn and see, and this is just a small crack in the surface of discovery.
These massive buildings never cease to amaze me. Just the wonderment of thinking how many people worked on this, how long it took, how they got all of these materials here, how each individual tile was made and then brought here and then put up by somebody. And it's just the time, the care, the hard work. It's just so admirable.